What's going on? Big A, the Manky Geek, coming at ya with another video. Sunday, so as always, it's time for my pull list, whereas I tell you as to what comic books that I got this week. As always, since there's no kind of news or anything interesting I want to speak about beforehand, let's just get right into it, starting off with the Magic Order. Now, I've got to say, this is 100% pure, homegrown, undiluted Mark Millar. Like, it is just 100% him. It's what you want from kind of stuff that he produces, more so than, you know, the recent issues of Kick-Ass. It's kind of grotesque in places. It's quite adult in places as well. There's quite a bit of violence. Smatterings of some nudity, I will say, in there also. But there is some decent blood and guts in here, and it's completely unapologetic about it. And I think that's kind of what I want from a Mark Millar kind of story, a Mark Millar comic, especially, you know, one like this. There are times when I think it goes a bit too far. Like, I think Nemesis was a bit too far in some places, whereas this is, I think, within the realms of like what's expected by him, and stuff like that. So I really dug it. The front cover as well is crazy, like really weird, and yeah, I think this is probably. I keep on saying this stuff that he's doing now, especially, seems like all of it's going to become like movies for Netflix or TV shows, and I think this has definitely got to be one of them. It's got to, like, I can't imagine it not being like, come on now, it's insane. But yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next issue for sure. And we've got Infinity Wars. Now, this whole kind of Infinity thing, I feel like they're kind of dragging it out a little bit. I think the main reason why I'm getting it is because I want to know what happens. I want to know what it leads to. I feel like this is an event book, but they're not advertising it as an event because they know that people have event fatigue. So they're just advertising it as a normal book, where really it seems like it could lead to something quite important in 616. So yeah, I'm just looking to find out as to where it goes, but it's a bit odd. I think there's a lot of 3D models used in this, from what I can tell. I'm not an expert or anything, but yeah, like the art is kind of weird. Like, it's not. There's so many squares in that. Like, it's weird. It's really weird. It's odd. It takes a bit of getting used to, but yeah, overall, I'm more intrigued than anything else. It's not that I'm enjoying it or not enjoying it, just sheer intrigue to kind of know as to like what happens and where it goes and all that kind of stuff, because they had like a 5-issue build up to this, and then they're doing the Infinity Warps as well, which does look cool. I like seeing alternate versions of characters like Soldier Supreme and stuff like that, and Iron Hammer. So I think that stuff's going to be quite cool, but I think they're like one shots or like single issues and that, but I don't know, we'll see. Iron Man, which really is Stark Industries or Stark Technologies or whatever they're calling it this time around. It was really odd because although Tony Stark is like smart and he creates the armor and all that, and he's kind of into AI and stuff like that, didn't really see him as being a video game developer, which was kind of like, okay, that's kind of like slightly different kettle of fish, like developing an online world and all this kind of business. And yeah, this isn't Tony Stark book. I've said it before, I say it again. It's not a book about Tony Stark. It's a book about everyone else, including Tony. So there is no focus on him. And in fact, in this issue, he didn't do anything decent at all. Like, he got his ass whooped, and he barely. So it was someone else who saved the day. And what I did enjoy is the Machine Man, because he's kind of like an insane activist. And if the shoe fits, you know what I mean? So like, I did enjoy that. That was pretty funny to me because he hates humans. And what someone said something about appropriation, like robo appropriation or something like that. Yeah, you're dressing up like a robot. You're appropriating a robo culture. That's what he says to Tony Stark. And I thought that was pretty funny, because it felt like a send up to me. It didn't feel like a legit kind of like criticism of Tony or anything like that. It just seemed like he was this activist zealot, which was quite funny to read. But yeah, other than that, I don't. Again, this is another book where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. I know how I'd want it to be, but I don't feel like the book should be called Iron Man. I keep on saying that. I've said it twice now in this video. If you read it, you'll totally get what I'm saying. It doesn't feel like it should be called Iron Man whatsoever. But anyway, moving on. Beckett. Beckett was dope in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Just the way he came in, guns blazing, firing off those guns, and you just see like the silhouette of him in like the smoke and all that, and he's all backlit, cool as shit. And so yeah, I got the one shot. Yeah, I believe it's a one shot. I wish they'd make it more clear. I'd wish it'd actually just say one shot, but it just says one on here, which it's not a series or anything like that, but I wish they'd make it more clear. And I had this cool like Western like wanted posters. Well, for each chapter they had like a cool one anyway. And I thought that was quite interesting because yeah, they are like gunslingers and outlaws and like thieves, and I do really like that. But yeah, I got it because Beckett is cool, and I liked Rio and Val as well. I just wanted to see, you know, how this story was with them. It wasn't all that, this story, but it was decent-ish. Wasn't the biggest fan of the art in the book either, but it's very detailed, so, you know, I'll take it. I'll be like, yeah, it was all right. Yeah, not the best story, honestly, it really wasn't, but it's all to lead into the Solo comic, which I doubt is going to even like do that great in numbers, just because not a lot of people saw it, so, or not a lot of people liked it anyway. So, but yeah, no, it was decent one shot, nothing special. I'd prefer it if they got like 5-issue miniseries and you could really get into like who the characters are. You could even get Dryden Voss in there and have a bit more background on Black Sun and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was all right. It was a fun little read, to be honest. It's one of the better Star Wars things that I've read recently. I've got Damage, which I haven't read yet. I haven't read this one yet. I'm gonna read this one today and see how it goes. I'm expecting just more of the same, which is more damage, really. Just him messing up the city, or whatever city he's in this time, or wherever he is. Challenges, new challenges. I almost called it Challenges of the Unknown. I missed an issue. I missed issue 3 completely. I don't know what it is, but when I went to pick this one up, I saw that there are only like 5 or 6 issues on the shelf. So maybe it's just a case of those issues for issue 3 were picked up before I got there. Because yeah, last I saw was at the end of issue 2, the Challenges of the Unknown appear, and they're like, "Where the Challenges of the Unknown? Where are the originals?" Like that. And then I remember starting to read this, or looking through the first few pages, I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. I think I've missed an issue. And yeah, it turned out that I had missed an issue. But yeah, I've not read this one yet. I'll be waiting until I get the other issue, which I should be able to get on Wednesday at some point, so I can catch up. But to recap, we have the Magic Order, Infinity Wars, Tony Stark Iron Man, Star Wars Beckett, Damage, and new challenges. Let me know as to what comic books you got this week, whether you got what I got, or if you liked or disliked what you got or I got. Like, comment, subscribe, stick around and watch another video if you want. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.